What up, everyone? So we've got Nerd Block Classic here. The classic block from Nerd Block. So, I actually got 2 of these blocks this month, and I'll tell you why. Because during Black Friday, Nerd Block, the company, had a sale going on, and if you signed up during Cyber Monday, you got 50% off your Nerd Block subscription if you were a new subscriber. So I wasn't sure if it was just off that 1 month or permanently. I read it a few times and it seemed like it was off your permanent subscription. So I said, fuck this subscription. I canceled every subscription I had and resubscribed under different emails to try to get that discount. So the bad news about that is I have to pay twice because it takes a month to cancel it. I paid twice for all my blocks in the month of December, so I'm going to be getting 2 of them all. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it's a permanent discount, and in the long run it'll pay off. Hopefully it wasn't just that 1 month, because I'll get totally screwed on that. But I desperately want a discount from this company because they don't have any referral program. And they actually crossed that out because they recently started a referral program 2 days ago. So now you get referrals, but up until this point, they've had 0 referral program, and I refuse to pay full price on something I referred thousands of people to. So I demand a discount. I was on Geek Talk. I met the CEO. I know you're watching this right now, and I demand a discount for all the things I buy from you, all the customers I refer to you. So I'm glad they finally started a referral program. I hope what I've done gives me a permanent discount, but who knows? I took a gamble. It may screw me in the end. Long story short, we have Nerd Block Classic here. Hopefully I don't get boned in the butt about this. But, in the meantime, let's see what we got in this Nerd Block Classic. Cutting away. I know the CEO's watching. I'm looking you in the face. You give me a discount on stuff. Anyway, we got a shirt here, which is safe to say is from Shirt Punch, because they always are. Let's take a look at this beast. So this looks very similar to the shirt we got in the Sci-Fi block. So this is a close-up of Kylo Ren, and it looks like in the same style as the one we got in Sci-Fi block, which I'm okay with because I really like that shirt. It was a Stormtrooper in Sci-Fi block, now it's Kylo Ren. Basically a close-up on a face of someone in Star Wars in that like splatter paint style, in that like kind of Jackson Pollock style of artwork, but not quite that. So really well designed, and it's got that like 80s like color style to it and some splashy paint. I really like that, so I'll give this one a similar rating to the one I got before, 7 out of 10. I think everyone will like that, considering the new movie just came out. It's I'm assuming this is the soft style of Gildan, so it's somewhat fitted, so it seems pretty well done. 7 out of 10, I think it's deserved. Let's see what else we got in our Nerd Block Classic. We got a Pop figure. The box is a little damaged, that's okay. We got the TIE Fighter Pilot. Let's take a look at this. So we got something very similar to this in our Smuggler's Bounty last month. So that's why I'm not too excited to see Star Wars stuff, because when Funko and Disney are putting out a box of Star Wars stuff, it seems weird to try and compete with them. So we got a TIE Fighter Pilot, which is common. It's nothing special about it. It's not exclusive or anything. But we got one similar in the Smuggler's Bounty, which was exclusive. This is still cool, but, you know, it's just common. It's just an average pop other than that. Alright, so let's see what other items we got in this box. So like I said, we've been getting these keychains a lot. Nerd Block has been making them themselves through a third-party company or possibly in-house. These like kind of brass-looking keychains, metal style. We've gotten a lot of them. We got one from like Legend of Zelda. We got one from Resident Evil, and we got one from another video game. This one looks like it's obviously from Star Wars. It looks like Han Solo's blaster. They won't say that, and I assume they don't say that on the card because they're not trying to pay rights to Star Wars, so they don't put any names or brands on it, but it's very obviously Han Solo's blaster. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks after. So things like this, it's okay if they don't pay for rights for it. It's okay if it's not branded, because it's very obvious what it is. So it's kind of cool that they can get away with that without having to pay any rights. So we got a little Han Solo blaster keychain. And like I said in the last one in Sci-Fi Blog, we're probably going to see a lot of those in the near future because obviously Nerd Block has made a partnership with a third-party company. What the company is, I'm not sure if it says it on the back or not. Oh yeah, Pennyroyal. There you go. It says it right there. So obviously they have some kind of partnership. Is this focusing? Focus! This camera is so weird on the focusing sometimes. It just like chooses when it wants to focus, and if it doesn't want to, it just doesn't. I hope it's focusing somewhat there. Anyway, Pennyroyal, obviously the company, obviously they've made a partnership with this company, which I'm cool with because we've seen a lot of these in the recent past, and we're going to see a lot of these in the future. So if they have a partnership, obviously they're getting a discount. If they can make things of this quality, then more power to them, because I think that's cool. And if they can get around copyright law at the same time, more power to them. I think that's okay. I don't mind that at all. That's one of the few third-party things that I don't mind. That's pretty cool. Next, we got an ice tray. One very common item we've seen in many blocks across the board, and this is a Star Wars one. So very clearly we have a Star Wars theme here, which is a little bit odd because they have the Sci-Fi block, so I would assume that most of those items would be in the Sci-Fi block, but it's not like they're out of place in the Classic block. At least they're not duplicates. So an ice tray to make things in the shape of what we look like is here. The Millennium Falcon, the Death Star, the Star Destroyer, TIE Fighter, X-Wing. So at least they're all different shapes, which is kind of cool. That's pretty rare a little bit. So that's cool. A little ice tray there for anyone who wants ice. Again, another ice trays are very common in blocks across the board just because they're very easy to make. They're very cheap to make, so it's an easy item to slip into any block. So no surprise there. Speaking of common items, we got a mouse pad. Again, one of the most common items we've ever seen in a block ever. With the Star Wars theme, it says Endor on it from Star Wars. So we've got another mouse pad. I have quite the collection of mouse pads, as you can assume. I have a desk that I use to edit all my videos, and it is just like wallpapered with mouse pads. Almost like I'm like gift wrapping my desk in mouse pads. So I will add this to the collection because I have just one. The entire surface of my desk is just mouse pads. So I put the end to end, and I just kind of cover the surface with them. So now I have another one to add to that. Very common item in the blocks that we've seen the past year. And I think we have one more item in here. What is this? Star Trek movie era Captain Rank pin. Okay, so this is clearly a pin. Let's take a look at it. So we got a pin here. It looks more like the classic Star Trek era. Doesn't say anything about it. Any information? Nope. So we got a classic Star Trek pin. So at least it is actually metal. Feels kind of like pewter or one of the cheaper metals, but still at least metal nonetheless. We got the double pin back. So there we go. Star Trek pin. So that is the last item. Focus. That is the last item in the box. So let's take a short break, and then we'll come back with some values and talk about this box. But so far, pretty common items so far. Things we've seen very often in boxes of the past. But we'll come back and talk about that. See you soon. Alright, we are back. Let's talk about some value on this box. So shirt, 7 out of 10. I think this is well deserved. It's a very nice shirt, and I think most people will enjoy it. But it gets the standard $12 to $15 value, as all shirts do. Next, our little keychain. These are pretty standard across the board. Any keychain of this size, of this quality, whether it be exclusive from NerdBlock or whether it be common in the comic stores, usually run about $5 to $6. Give or take $1 or $2 in either direction, because this, obviously, Star Wars was very popular at the time, so that may raise the value a little bit. But even still, like, branded ones of this quality, you can find in most comic stores for around $5 to $6, so that's going to be the value that's going to get. Next, our pop figure. Very current, very Star Wars, but even still, common pops get $10. But even that is very generous because you can easily find them for $8 to $9 around America. Obviously, if you're across seas, it costs more, but general value of about $10. Then, our mouse pad. These are 4 to 6. I usually give them around that value for all mouse pads. It's not branded. It's not in any nice packaging. You can actually get mouse pads made from most places in America. If you go to any mall, you can probably get a mouse pad made for very cheap, and it costs around $4 to $6. So even the resale market on this, probably around that price, if not a little less, because like I said, not branded. It's very obvious it's from Star Wars because it says Endor, and I think most people know that Endor is from the original Star Wars, but even still, $4 to $6 because mouse pads are just not that uncommon. Very common item in boxes, very easily found. Then, our ice tray. Ice trays actually fetch quite a bit. They're not super needed these days because no one really uses ice trays anymore. Most people have refrigerators that make ice themselves. These are mostly just for novelty purposes, for people that, even though they have an ice making machine, they just want interesting shapes for ice. Whether they want to like sit alone and drink their scotch and watch Star Wars, or they have a party and they want to show off to people how fucking cool their ice cubes are. Either way, these run about $10, give or take again, because you can find things similar to like this, like at Spencer's Gifts or Hot Topic or things like that, but generally around $10. It is branded, so that's good, but around $10 price on that. Then, our little pin, our Star Trek pin. These are going to run $5 to $7. So it is exclusive, but again, like I've stated so many times in my previous videos, exclusive does not mean rare anymore. Exclusive does not mean expensive anymore. The word exclusive has almost completely lost meaning. We appreciate that these boxes do make exclusive things because at least you know you're not getting things you already have, which is a good thing, but the resale market on them, even though they're exclusive, does not raise at all. So a Star Trek pin of this size, of this quality, from the original Star Trek. This is from Spock, I believe. I think he had this on his lapel. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not a super Star Trek fan, but I'm pretty sure this is from Spock. So you guys will have to let me know if I'm correct on that. But anyway, a pin of this size and quality, about $5 to $7, regardless of its rarity. So that brings our value on the low end of $45 and on the high end of $54. So a smidge lower than our normal value, but nerd blocks in general for a $30 block equate to a $50 value almost always. So this one pretty much that, maybe $1 or $2 less, but pretty much around that price. So you got a good value and you got decent amount of stuff. You didn't get rare stuff. The things in here were extraordinarily common for Nerd Block, and I've seen that a little bit this month, which I'm kind of surprised by, because usually Nerd Block is the best at giving like not necessarily rare items, but things you wouldn't find commonly, things that are outside the box, no pun intended, that you wouldn't see regularly in these boxes. So this has been okay. You got good value, but you got extraordinarily common stuff. The shirt was fine. The pop was common. Ice trays are so common. Mouse pads are so common. Pins are so common. And keychains are extremely common. So everything in here is extremely common. So that being said, with the value and the common items, I'm going to give this box a 6.5 out of 10, which is lower than Nerd Block usually gets. It seems like this month has not been their best month. I don't know what's going on in the company, but it hasn't seemed to been like blowout boxes this month. And especially with their sci-fi block just hitting the market, they really haven't been blowing it away, which is so odd because this is such a great company, and I'm always so behind them in everything they do. Not that they're bad or anything now, they're still good boxes, but not quite as high a value as they usually get. So 6.5 is still a great value, still something everyone would enjoy, but not as high as they usually are. I hope this isn't a trend though. I hope they're back to their usual thing next year. And I also hope that I'm getting a discount from these people permanently, because I deserve it. I do so much work for you, Nerd Block, and I know you, Mr. CEO. Give me discounts, because I work so hard being a conniving son of a bitch trying to get discounts here and there, but I haven't been doing so well with this company. But I hope that the discount I got on Cyber Monday is permanent, because that means I'll keep all these boxes around. If that discount isn't permanent, then you'll see a lot of these boxes from the Nerd Block company, probably Sci-Fi, probably Comic Block, a few other ones kind of phased out. So I hope that's not the case. I'd love to keep them around permanently at the discounted price. And hopefully the referral program works, because so many companies have had referral programs that worked like shit and did not work at all. Hopefully that's not the case with the Nerd Block company, because they'll have to chase down their customer service and shame them to death. You know I will, Infinity Crate. You've seen what I can do, I'll do it again. Anyway, this has been the Nerd Block company, their classic Nerd Block, 7 out of 10 on the box, and 6.5 out of 10, or sorry, 7 out of 10 on the shirt, 6.5 out of 10 on the box. Let me know what you guys thought, and praise be. So, here's the thing. You guys saw my Gasha Crate unboxing. You saw the Nutsack Joe with the little raccoon with his balls hanging out to bring luck. I'm putting that out in the front of my house to bring me luck, to give me discounts on this box, because it's so expensive all the time with Nerd Block. So hopefully Nutsack Joe brings me good fortune and I get discounts. Other than that, Nutsack Joe is worthless. But this has been 7 out of 10 on the shirt, 6.5 on the box. Let me know what you guys thought. Talk to you in the next video. Love you all. Peace.